We're live. We are live. It's the Super Mario Brothers movie. My very first time watching it in full blast at a theater.
kitsch filmmaking that is over the top. It lacks a sense of taste, and the way he employs all of that together, it feels like a lot happening at once. But then again, you're very much supposed to be in the minds of these young teenagers who, like all kinds of toxic emotions, all these feelings are raging, these hormones within them. So when things feel exaggerated or dreamlike or surrealistic, it's like how much of that is real, how much of that is concrete, how much of it is something building in an adolescent's mind who is in the midst of some of the most humiliating, most transitional periods of their life. My favorite films, especially my favorite horror films, which of course are tend to be more exercises in tone, it's when you have all of these kind of conflicting elements of filmmaking. When you're creating an aesthetic that's very ironic, and it blends together and it hits a sort of sweet spot where everything around you blurs, everything, and you are just one with the experience. You're not thinking about it, you're just feeling it. And I feel that with Carrie, especially in that third act, when things really start to tumble and it becomes a nightmare. You relish in all the moments Carrie does in quite a conflicting sort of thing. Sissy Spacek is just brilliant in this film, and I think no one could play the character of Carrie but her. The opening, I think, is one of the great openings in the history of horror films. And to me, there's nothing scarier than the feeling of being an adolescent. And the things that happen in this movie, to me, I think are a lot scarier than like haunted house sort of stuff. Next, I am going to go with Rosemary's Baby, directed by Roman Polanski, one of the great classics. And this is another one where tone is so crucial to the film, though in a very, very different way. The Shining and uh, Carrie. This is the kind of film where when I watch it, it feels like I am alone in an old house. And it's a very pretty old house, it's a very intriguing old house, but there is like a mold in the walls that I can smell, and yet I can't find it, and it starts to drive me insane. I start peeling apart the wallpaper and taking apart the floorboards, and I can't find the moldy smell. That is the feeling of this film. It's like a little splinter just in your brain. It's just working its way through. Everything is just off enough to where you can't quite put your finger on it. Something is just not right. But yet at times everything feels balanced and somewhat normal to the point where you think, well, it's probably just in my mind. I'm sure I'm just crazy. But that's what this film is about. It's about repression. It's about social repression of certain types of people. It's about femininity in a lot of ways, coming to terms with what that means, and sometimes a very dark sense. It is also loss of innocence in a way, even though this is a character who is an adult. Our main heroine here, Rosemary, um, she is very diminutive and very childlike and frail, and it's her finding this sense of strength through very tragic circumstances that I find to be so extraordinary. And how again this film is slowly, slowly planting something in your mind when you're not quite sure what's going on. Just a hint, just a whiff, really, of something that's funky. I think that Roman Polanski is, like I've said it before, I think he makes some of the most suspenseful films. And this film feels like a more fleshed out version of Compulsion. Compulsion is also very much a psychological thriller, exploring a lot of the experiences of a woman, a repressed woman, in that case, a sexually repressed woman,
Just
and finding
winning.
the horror within her paranoia. Very similar with Rosemary, but in a more developed sense, in a way that I find to be better. I think he really kind of reached a plateau here. Next, we're going with Videodrome. This film was directed by David Cronenberg. And this is an example of a film that I think is, how do I describe it? It's one of the most ambitious films I've seen, just because, and I said this in my review of it, I have reviewed all of these films, so you can, go and find them on my channel. But I talked about how clear and concise this film is, and yet it is so ambiguous at the same time. That is a near impossible sort of balance to find. When things are too ambiguous, you risk everything meaning nothing and not having a firm core at the center. And when things are too clear, often you're at risk of simplifying the concept. And this film is, I mean, it's the opposite of simplification. This is a study about the toxicity of our entertainment, film, television, all of that, kind of where it's going. But that's often very simplified in films. We do see it quite a lot. You see it in a film like Requiem for a Dream, where the message in that is how TV can brainwash you, interpret it a lot through visuals, but not in a way that is near on this level. It is going so beyond that, to the point where it's really questioning the idea of consciousness. And we talk a lot about in this culture about how television influences us, how violence on TV influences us, and yet this film says it's much more complicated than that. That it's all kind of tied in this like weird kind of umbilical cord sort of sense. Yes, this is a film about how entertainment can influence our most carnal desires, our most primal, our most violent instincts, I should say. And it's through that entertainment that we can kind of exploit it in very interesting ways. I think one of the most interesting things about the way we view creativity, the way that we create stories and all of
Oh,
that,
YouTube. Okay,
it's because
YouTube.
often those stories feel more realistic than life, and that's the great line in the movie is reality is less than television. Our entertainment is so closely tied to our unconscious mind. It's like where is the end and where is the beginning? So this film is more exploring that, like the higher consciousness of it, and it's touching on so many ideas, as I said, and yet somehow the film is very short. It's like an hour and a half long, but it's absolutely wonderful. And I'm going to talk about, of course, my number one film, my film of all time is Audition, directed by Takeshi Miike. And yeah, one of the big reasons why I think it's so powerful is because of the tonal shifts and how subtly it's shifting into one of the most disturbing, dark films that you likely will not forget. I think the best horror films are the films that I often find the most effective, and I wish horror films employed this is, starting out where you don't think it's a horror film. And then little by little it subverts your expectations and you're watching it and you're like, oh god, like that is so great to me. And again, not enough films do that. Usually, when a movie starts, the title sequence is like, it's preparing you for the horror you're about to experience. This film does not do that. It begins very calm and quiet, very sad, contemplative. It feels almost like an Ozu film. Just like with the shots and everything. It's very simple. As the film goes on, it starts to become more cheeky, and it has like a satirical element to it, and it feels very raw. It feels very twisted because of what's happening in the film. Of course, this film is about relationships, but in a very, very complex sense. It's about the traditions of marriage and how men and women see each other. How a lot of these social implications have shaped the way that we think we're supposed to view a person and how things are shaped. It feels very twisted because of what's happening in the film. Of course, this film is about relationships, but in a very, very complex sense. It's about the traditions of marriage and how men and women see each other. How a lot of these social implications have shaped the way that we think we're supposed to view a person and how things are shifting in the modern era in terms of like dating apps that we have now. Of course, this film came out in the 90s, but when you watch it, you're like, wow, this is like the early stages of like OkCupid or Tinder. How people wish to be perceived and how they cover up who they really are can be a very, very tragic thing. And it's certainly the case in this film with the couple at the center of it. A man who, thinks he has good intentions. He seems like a perfectly, fine human being. He sees the other person in this way based on, the traditions of his past, where she has been tragically hurt in her past in a way that, of course, is something that you can't plan for. And because of that, she has twisted into something that is unrecognizable. And it slowly becomes this haunting, sort of surrealistic experience where you're not sure what is real and what is not. All of these Freudian sorts of symbols are coming to the surface, and it's really kind of exploring, again, like Videodrome, on a deeper level, kind of the implications of what it means to love someone, the needs we fulfill for ourselves, and how that can affect the way that we treat the other person, the way we see them, and how we misjudge them. And it leads, in this case, to such horrific, tragic circumstances. How a lot of these social implications, it's preparing you for the horror you're about to experience. This film does not do that. It begins very calm and quiet, very sad, contemplative. It feels almost like an Ozu film, just like with the shots and everything. It's very simple. As the film goes on, it starts to become more cheeky, and it has like a satirical element to it, and it feels very raw. It feels very twisted because of what's happening in the film. Of course, this film is about relationships, but in a very, very complex sense. It's about the traditions of marriage. Very twisted because of what's happening in the film. Of course, this film is about relationships, but in a very, very complex sense. It's about the traditions of marriage and how men and women see each other. How a lot of these social implications implications have shaped the way that we think we're supposed to view a person and how things are shifting in the modern era in terms of the dating apps that we have now. Of course, this film came out in the 90s, but when you watch it, you're like, wow, this is like the early stages of like OkCupid or Tinder. How people wish to be perceived and how they cover up who they really are can be a very, very tragic thing. And it's certainly the case in this film with the couple at the center of it. A man who, thinks he has good intentions, seems like a perfectly, fine human being. He sees the other person in this way based on, the traditions of his past. So she has been tragically hurt in her past in a way that, of course, is something that you can't plan for. And because of that, she has twisted into something that is unrecognizable. And it slowly becomes this haunting, sort of surrealistic experience where you're not sure what is real and what is not. All of these Freudian sorts of symbols are coming to the surface, and it's really kind of exploring, again, like video drama, on a deeper level, kind of the implications of what it means to love someone, the needs we fulfill for ourselves, and how that can affect the way that we treat the other person, the way we see them, and how we misjudge them. And it leads, in this case, to such horrific, tragic circumstances. There are very few films that affect me on this level, on such an emotional level, while also just completely taking the rug out from under me in terms of, my expectations for how things will go. It is brilliantly directed, brilliant. But yes, so those are my top 5 horror films for now. Again, they're likely to change. Maybe I will do a part 2 at a certain point, but we'll start with these for now. Let me know what some of your favorite horror films are in the comments. Hey everybody, today we are doing another topic video. This week I asked you guys name a movie that you could only watch once because it was too painful or too difficult to watch a second time. So here we go. Irreversible. I find myself drawn to and wanting to revisit Climax and Into the Void, but the idea of rewatching Irreversible makes me a bit queasy. It's just so visceral and brutal with its depiction of assault and rape that I can't see myself returning to it because the experience is that difficult to sit through. So, unsurprisingly, this one probably popped up more than anything.
Yo.
Because of the answers that I received. Irreversible.
How are you?
I'm alright. How about you?
Doing good.
Good.
Just got out of work earlier.
Oh, okay. How was work?
Mm-hmm.
What time did you go in today?
Say again?
What time did you go in today?
12:47.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. How's your day at work?
I was off today.
Oh, you was all okay. Near mine.
I was off.
Yeah. I'm so happy for this review.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Super Mario Bros. The movie, the 2023 version, not the 90s version.
Right.
Not the 90s. This one.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people didn't like
And
it.
I have a lot of things to say about this.
Yeah, I do too. I got plenty to say.
Yep. The pros and the cons.
Oh. Yeah. It's oof. For me, it was definitely more cons than pros. For me.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I like doing these reviews. We share our thoughts on what we like and what we don't like.
I agree.
Yeah. But I'll say this. At least this film, the characters look how they actually look in the video games. They look more they look more aesthetically pleasing than
Right.
the 90s version.
Right. Yeah, I could agree with that.
Yeah. It looks more aesthetically pleasing.
Mm-hmm.
Both visually and artistically.
Right.
I want to start this in like 5 minutes.
All right. Yeah, that should be a good review though.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I want in a Mario film, just fun and not just just boring. Like it's very fun to watch. It's a very fun film to watch.
Right.
And even though it may not meet, like, even though this film may not meet your expectations, you get to admit that it's very enjoyable.
Yeah, that part I have to agree. It was.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was not bad film.
yeah. This is not no um what was a bad film? What's a bad film that you've seen, animated or not?
You said what?
Like what is like name one bad film you have seen, whether it's animated or live action. I can name anything on top of my head.
Oh, same. Same. I can name one right now. Actually, Fast and the Furious 10.
Okay. My worst film, well, the worst film, animated film. Oh man. You know what? I'll say this. My worst film, the worst film I've seen is Venom.
Oh,
A live action Venom, the live action Venom.
mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
I just found it boring.
Yeah, I have no interest in seeing that.
Yeah. The only time I like Venom is when it's cartoon. So if it's live action, then like if it's live action and if Sam Raimi was directing it, then I'll watch it. Because
Right.
Sam Raimi is a good director.
Very.
Yeah.
I have to agree with that.
hmm Sometimes you gotta let things stay animated. Well, not well. Sometimes you have to let things stay animated. Sometimes you gotta let things stay as comics because sometimes adapting something into a film is not an easy thing. It takes so much effort and creativity to adapt something and just show it to show it in theaters to thousands and thousands of people who are, you know, spending their money on watching watching entertainment. But I'm ready to start with when you are. It might. I think you're muted. Hey Mike, I think you're muted. Oh, There you go.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good.
So I'm saying I was ready to start when you are.
Yep, I'm ready.
All right. What's good, YouTube? This is Rich on the building. I got my homeboy Mike with me,
Yo,
and today we're going to review a recent Illuminations film that is based off of a very popular video game franchise called the Super Mario Brothers movie 2023, and it's directed by Aaron Horvath and Michael Jelenic, who you may know for the very, very infamous Teen Titans Go. And it was released by Illuminations, and it was released in April 5th, 2023. Now, there is no clear explanation as to why I we got into Super Mario. I mean, Super Mario has always been a very popular franchise, and it's been a part of our childhood. So we don't need no introduction as to how we got into Mario because Mario was part of our childhood growing up, and as an adult, we still love it because of its charm. It's fun because it's fun. It's charming. It's lighthearted. It's adventurous, and it has a nostalgic feel to it, a nostalgic quality to it. And so we are here, and we are going to discuss the pros and the cons of this film. So, what's the story about? So, the story is your typical, Mario film. It's about Mario and Luigi, and they get transported into an alternate world, and they become entangled in a battle between the Mushroom Kingdom, led by Princess Peach, and and the Koopas led by Bowser. So it's just your typical standard Super Mario plot. Nothing too groundbreaking, nothing too revolutionary. Just just how you would just how you would see in a typical Mario video game. But I will say this film is very fun to watch. It's a very fun film. It doesn't take itself too seriously because most of elimination elimination films or any film in general that are very lighthearted and slapsticky, they don't take themselves too seriously, and that's why this film is entertaining. Is because it's just a fun pop, turn off your brain type of popcorn um, fluff film. It's meant to entertain rather than to give you just throw in complex scenarios that would keep you on your toes. So, Mike, I'm gonna start with you. What are your pros and cons for this film?
okay, so I'm gonna get to the pros first. The pros is I like the production. The production I thought was pretty good. I love the soundtrack. Um, it has a very good soundtrack. Um, I like how I kind of like how it's like animated versus like live action because a lot of people shit on the live action one. You know what I'm saying? So I like how they kind of sort of stuck with the original, like so to speak. That's the one thing I like about it. Like I said, the animation is good. Um, I like yeah, they did a very good job with the animation.
Yes,
But
it is gorgeous,
yeah, yeah,
especially especially in the Rainbow Road scene. Oh my goodness!
yeah, yeah. I could see it getting a couple of Oscar nominations for best visual effects and stuff like that. But yeah, as far as like best movie, this is where the cons come in. One, I thought was too short. It should have been a little bit longer. I thought, in my honest opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like it had so much more to tell, but I felt like it was just too rushed. I felt like they left out like some important things and stuff. Like I would love to see a little bit more of a backstory with Mario and Luigi. And Luigi, that was another problem.
Yes.
They underused Luigi.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. That's some. Yeah. That's a con that I would get into
Yeah,
when I say my thoughts on the film.
yeah, and that was one of the biggest cons in the movie. It was Luigi was so underused. He was there for the beginning. You saw him a little bit here and there in the middle, but then he didn't show up just until towards the end. You know, it's like, well, wait a minute. They both are like brothers. They both are together. So you would think that Luigi would get way more screen time, but we got cheated out of that. And
Yeah.
then another biggest con is the voiceover work. Now, Jack Black, I thought he was excellent. I thought the supporting cast, such as Jack Black, Seth Rogen, Keegan Michael Key, um, you know, the supporting work, I thought they did a spectacular job. Now, when it comes to Charlie Day and Chris Pratt, you got two of the worst actors in Hollywood right now, and this is the best you can do. This is the best you can do is cast Charlie Day as Luigi and Chris Pratt as Mario. Once again, it was when I heard Mario's voice, it was just like Chris Pratt. That's all I got, and it was kind of part Michael J. Fox because I felt like he sounded a little bit like Michael J. Fox, which that's it's like, okay, this is the best you can do, and it's like you did. Oh man, like they he did not sound nothing like Mario, and some people were saying, well, you have to look at it for this, in this generation's case. I don't want to look at it in this generation's case. I want to look at the generation when Mario first started. You know what I mean? I'm looking for that voiceover. Like, I guess I had when I knew Charlie Day and Chris Pratt would cast it. That's when I knew, nope, this is not gonna work. They won't work as Luigi and Mario. They did not work at all. You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes
Yeah.
to like the emotional scenes, I
Yeah.
mean
I
the
just wish
emotion.
they. Yeah. Oh no, go on.
Oh, what I say, which the emotional scenes, it's like, well, they to me even that was too rushed. So honestly, it's a good movie. Will I own it? Yes, I will still own it because I love Mario. I love Mario. That's I grew up with it. But would I have casted Chris Pratt and Charlie? No, I would not. I would have casted someone else, someone who's more. And I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this one. I would have cast somebody who's Italian to play that, honestly, or somebody, or it don't have to be. somebody who's gonna actually take time to like integrate the voice of Mario, who actually is going to make an effort. This was no effort on their parts at all. And Chris Pratt, I thought he was overrated. Now he's great in the newest Guardians of the Galaxy. I give him that. But other than that, it's just I feel like we got robbed. And in this generation, some of the people in this generation, they're not gonna know. I don't think they exactly know how Mario sounds. Some do, but then some don't.
Yeah, because Mario is known for like Mario and Luigi, and not just them, but not just them. There's also Wario and Waluigi. They're known for their Italian accents. They have that Italian accent within their voice.
Right.
So I feel like what you're saying here is that you want like I feel like what you're saying here is that they need someone who could pull off an Italian accent really
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. Who
Yeah,
actually
yeah, I
makes the
can, yeah,
effort.
yeah. I definitely can feel you on that. I definitely can feel you on that, but you can still continue what you're saying.
Yeah. Like honestly, it I felt like they should have made more of an effort in their voiceovers. Like they should have just made more of an effort. They just picked a voice and they just went with it. I felt like it was lazy casting. And then the writing of it was solid, but it could have been more. I felt like it was just half-ass writing. So, with that being said, do I think it's one of the best movies of the year? I don't think it's one of the best movies of the year, but the visual effects, I think it's one of the best visual effects of the year. And do I think this is going to get an Oscar nomination? I wouldn't be surprised.
Hmm.
But me personally, I would not nominate it for best picture though. I wouldn't, but I enjoyed it. I do honestly, I do want to see the live action version and do like a compare and contrast. Like a lot of people are crapping all over the live action, which I get it. I get that. But I kind of want to see it for myself to see if I like it or not. So, yeah.
Well, that's thank you for sharing your thoughts and here and I'm gonna share my thoughts on the film. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start with the pros for this film because wow. So one of the biggest pros that I would give this film is I freaking I freaking adore the references within this film that it made to other Mario games. This
Mm.
includes Mario Kart, um, Donkey Kong. Then you have Super Mario 3D World. Just just every Mario references you can think of under the sun. And I just love how they implement that implement those references in those films to make it enjoyable, but also make it nostalgic for people who have played Mario games since they grow up. Like that's a nice touch to it to the whole film. It to give the film a very nostalgic feeling to it because we played Mario ever since I was a kid. Ever since we were children, we never stopped playing it. It was so addictive, and just seeing those references pop into the film, it's like reliving your childhood memories playing Mario. Another another thing I'll give it praise for is the animation.
Yeah.
Very visually and aesthetically, it looks stunning, like very stunning. The Rainbow Road scene Oh my freaking goodness! That's by far one of the most breathtaking scenes in any animation. Like this animation, along with other films like The Bad Guys, where with that film, the Bad Guys that combined 2D and 3D animation to make it pop, to make it stand out. Because usually when it comes to DreamWorks, you have like DreamWorks films are usually 3D animated, but with the Bad Guys is both made in 2D and 3D. So it helps the film stand out amongst the other films that DreamWorks has made. This also includes Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, which was also done in 2D and 3D as well, kind of like a comic book style. And with this film, the visuals looks very stunning, especially the character designs. And this is how you do a character design for Mario, not how the '90s version did it. The '90s version, they feel very ugly. They feel kind of dated. It feels dated. It did not age well in the '90s. Whereas with this version, the 2023 version, they look more aesthetically pleasing, especially Mario, Peach, Toad, Bowser, and Donkey Kong. So I would applaud Eliminations for actually getting the character designs right, because this is how you do a film. This is how you do it in animated film. Make it stay true to the original format, to the original source material. And then my final oh pros I would give is Princess Peach. Now, when it comes to Princess Peach, in a majority of Mario games, she's usually the damsel in distress. She has to be saved by Mario and from the evil clutches of Bowser. Just your typical um run of the mill scenario when it comes to a Mario game or any scenario within a Mario game. But in this film, they gave her much more agency and much more to do. She's not just this damsel in distress where everyone will walk all over her because she's a pretty face. But no, in this film, she takes action. She has a lot of moments where she's a badass, and she has no time. Excuse me, and she has no time for sitting chit chatting. When she gets stuff done, she gets stuff done. So I appreciate how this film gave her more to do than just being the damsel in distress. Because Mike, think of Disney and
Mhm.
their earlier years, how
Mhm.
when it comes to films like Snow White, Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, um, or any film that has a princess and a prince,
Mhm.
they feel one note. They feel one dimensional because because Disney is just it is Disneyfying these fairy tales, and but they never give the characters any dimensions. They're just there just for the sake of the plot.
Mhm.
And while visually and aesthetically they're very pleasing to the eye, that's one of the reasons why those films back in the day got so much acclaim. It's because of its animation, the soundtrack, the atmosphere, the themes. But when it comes to the story and the characters, they feel simple, they feel underwritten, they feel simplistic, and and when I saw Princess Peach in this film, she has a lot more agency, and she just not sit around and wait for Mario to save her. No, in this film, she is the one saving her kingdom. So
Mhm.
it's her destiny to save to save her own kingdom before the Mushroom Kingdom falls apart, before it destroys. So I'm glad that this film gave her more agency, a lot more to do. And some people may look at that as Peach being this badass girl boss,
Mhm.
for the for the woke culture, which I hate using that term. I just
Mhm.
say PC culture, but for me, I do not look at that in that manner. I see it as someone who wants to take Peach, this damsel in distress, and turn her into something. Just the point is, I appreciate how how the writers took took a damsel in distress, but also turning that damsel in distress into an original concept, someone who has much more agency. So that was a really big touch to this film. And however, there are cons to this film. And I do have cons with this film.
Mm.
Now, I'm gonna start with the voice acting. Jack Black as Bowser. I didn't really mind Jack Black as being Bowser because Jack Black has always had always been in very great films. Some good, some bad, but he nodded out the park as Bowser.
Mm.
And and speaking of Bowser, how do you feel about him? Because when I saw the film and when he was lusting after Peach, he kind of acts like this he kind of acts like this jealous high school teenage boy who he kind of acts like this high school teenage boy that wants to get cucked by the princess. How'd you feel about that?
That that one. I mean, I didn't mind it too much. I mean,
Especially the Peaches song that shows you how much of a high school, how much he it's like he has that high school mentality to him.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
and I said it in theaters like Bowser, it's not that deep. It's not that deep. And I made a joke too. Like I wonder what I wonder what Bowser be doing in his alone time.
Oh God.
Yeah, when Princess Peach is not around,
Oh
or when
God.
his minions are not around. I want to know what he was doing in his alone time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was
So how did you feel about that?
he was kind of out there with that because it's like in a in that particular perspective, it's kind of funny, but then at the same time, it's kind of like, all right, now you just going way over the top.
Yeah, like
Now
it's not that deep, Bowser.
now it's like you trying way too hard right now.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not that deep. I mean, that's something that a high schooler would do, and that's the feeling I get from Bowser. He acts like a teenager that that sits in his room masturbating
Yeah,
aggressively to Peach.
yeah,
I'm like, wow, are you that desperate to get cut down?
yeah.
But yeah, but Jack Black, he's excellent as Bowser. He did a very good job as Bowser.
Yeah.
Now, the voice actor for Peach, he was she's very good as Peach, Princess Peach. She gave her she put a lot of emotion within her range within her voice acting. She gave her that lively energetic attitude, but also combining that with a bit of a seriousness to it. Because
Right.
because this movie is a bit dark. Because I'll say this movie is a bit darker than your average Mario game. Sorry, your average Mario film,
Mhm.
because the stakes are more dire, and there are moments in this film where you would think a character would die or almost die,
Right.
but they end up getting saved at the end until they meet their untimely fate.
Right.
So I'll give props to the film being a bit darker, but still having that lighthearted tone that what makes Mario Mario. Now, my biggest complaint of all is Luigi.
Mm.
Look, Luigi has no like. Okay, one thing I hate about the film is how they used Luigi. And like you said, they underused him. And yes, they did. They underused the freak out of him.
Hmm.
And I don't appreciate that because Luigi in the video games, while Luigi can be a coward, he does have a lot of moments where he's a badass. He does have moments where he does stand up for himself and fight his demons to save his loved ones, including his brother Mario.
Hmm.
Like, for example, Luigi's Mansion. Like that game revolves around Luigi trying to save his brother Mario who got in a mansion.
Hmm.
Or how about the other Mario games? You know, Mario Party, the Mario Party series, or Super Smash Brothers. Who forget that?
Right.
Super Smash Brothers, Brawl, no, Melee Brawl, the 3DS, Wii U, in Ultimate. He knew how to fight. He knew how to fight. He knew how to hold his own gun, and he was just not there just to be the damsel in distress, so that Mario can save it at the end. But in in this film, they made him a Princess Peach 2.0,
I agree.
and that felt so exploited. That felt so underhanded. Like that felt so exploitive to the point where I'm like, Luigi is better than this. Like he should not have to be sitting there just for Mario to save him to save him at the end. And I feel as though, okay, like you said that the film would have been longer. Yeah, I, I had that issue too. Like the film could have been longer. The film could have been more like 2 hours, I believe. Yeah, 2 hours. 2 hours.
Yeah.
Not too long, but enough where we can have enough story to enough fleshing out the characters and get to know the backstory and why they do the things that they do. So I would appreciate it if Luigi had more screen time and had more agency, like what they did with Princess Peach. Because when you think of Princess Peach in the Mario games, her job was to be a damsel in distress, right?
Right. I agree.
Yeah, a damsel in distress, someone that is begging to be saved by Mario. But
Right.
in this film, they gave her much more agency. That's something that they need to do with Luigi.
Yeah,
Give
they did.
give him more give him more agency, and not just be there just for the sake of the plot. Because I feel
Yeah.
like when you do stuff like that, it makes a character pointless. It makes their role pointless, and that's the sad thing about Luigi. He feels pointless in the film.
Yeah, because he wasn't given nothing to do, basically.
Yeah, he felt pointless in the film. It's like this film is all about Mario, than Mario and Luigi.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
This feels like a Mario exclusive story and not a Mario and Luigi story.
Right.
So I feel like they missed out on a lot of opportunities to give Luigi much more screen time, so we can see how how he grew as a person and as a character, because he just remained stagnant throughout the film,
Yeah.
and and that's my biggest complaint with the film is Luigi being underwritten, underhanded, and I just
Yeah.
feel like they just need. I just feel like that if the writing would have been good, then Luigi would have much more backbone, much more development. If the writing was good, now the writing in the film is solid. It's not no Oscar. It's not no Oscar winning writing. The this is not your Grave of the Fireflies. This is not your Godfather writing, or whatever. This is just a Saturday morning cartoon writing.
I agree.
If you know what I mean. Just
I
your Saturday
strongly
morning,
agree.
just your typical Saturday morning cartoon writing, which nothing like, and that's not a bad thing. I grew up watching cartoons growing up, like 80s and 90s cartoons, and the 80s and 90s cartoons, they have simple writing, but that's what makes them special. Is that they're not like these cartoon like those cartoons aren't we're not busy being complex, being deep, just to get the audience rolling. No, they focus more on having fun, letting go, just having a ball, and that's what this film reminds me of. This film reminds me of watching an old Saturday morning cartoon from the 80s and 90s. So I feel as though if the writing was good, then Luigi would have had much more screen time, which they failed, which they failed automatically.
Yeah, that was a missed opportunity.
Yeah, and another another complaint is the voice acting. Yeah, oh yeah, yeah, the voice acting. So Chris Pratt and Anoy Taylor and who's that guy name?
Charlie Day.
Yeah, Charlie Day. Chris. Oh wait, hold on. Chris Pratt. Yeah, Chris Pratt and yeah, Charlie Day. Yeah,
Yeah.
Charlie Day. Yeah. Now, when it comes to Chris Pratt, I have not seen any films that he was in. Like you mentioned, Guardians of the Galaxy, right? Guardians of the
Yeah.
Galaxy. I'll admit, I never saw Guardians of the Galaxy, so I can't say my thoughts on that.
Right.
And say my thoughts on being Chris Pratt's acting.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say in this film, yes, Chris Pratt is not a Oscar winning not no Oscar winning actor.
I agree.
He is leagues below an Oscar worthy or Oscar nominated actor. I'll
Strongly
say
agree.
I'll say that he he did a serviceable job as Mario. Serviceable. Like he never like he didn't bother me as much, but it's just that take it or take it or leave it type of ordeal. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's that take it or leave it type of ordeal when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to Chris Pratt and Charlie Day. But but I just wish that had they had the time, like from the like during the making of this film, I just wish that they had more time, you know, you know, practicing their acting and just
Hmm.
practicing how to get that Italian accent. Because
Right.
that's the thing. Because that's the thing about Mario and Luigi. Mario and Luigi are known for their Italian accents,
Exactly.
but it's not just linked. But it's not just linked to them. It's also linked to other characters like Wario and Waluigi, who are also known for the Italian for their Italian accents, and that and that's what makes them memorable. That's what makes them stand out. That's what makes Mario and Luigi, Wario and Luigi memorable. It's because of it's because of their accents, their Italian accents. I just feel that, and with Chris Pratt as Mario and Charlie Day as Luigi, I just feel they tried so hard to sound like them.
Right.
Because in the beginning of the film, they had a commercial in the beginning of the film. They had a commercial where Mario and Luigi were talking in their Italian accents. How do you feel about that scene?
We needed that in the whole movie.
When they were, that plumber commercial where they that plumber commercial, and they had that, and that's where they had that Italian accents, right there.
Yeah, where was that in the whole movie?
That was like, well, it was in the film, but it was during like that plumber commercial.
Yeah, that plumber commercial. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where you hear Mario and Luigi, that Italian accent.
Yes.
But but without it, the acting feels wooden.
Yes.
It feels wooden. Now, the supporting characters, they're very good. Princess Peach, very good. Bowser, very good. How about Toad?
Yeah, Toad was really good. I love Toad.
Yes. The supporting cast, they stand out. They that's the thing. They have more. There's a lot more magic. Like there's a lot more. You can tell that they put a lot of effort within the acting for the supporting characters, for
Yeah,
the
they did.
supporting cast. The supporting cast brings out the magic. That they bring out the magic within that film. The magic, the wonder, the excitement. Whereas Chris Pratt and Charlie Day, they felt like that they felt too skeletal to work as both Mario and Luigi. You know what I'm saying?
I agree
It,
100%.
it feels skeletal, but it never took me out of the film because like I said, the film is very fun to watch. So it never really bothered me because the other things about the film that I like the other aspect, aspects of the film, but it's just that I just like if they had the time to develop their voice acting skills, I think they would do a pretty good job.
Yeah, they would pull it
Both
off.
both Charlie Day and Chris Pratt. Like if they had much more time developing their acting skills and g- getting that Italian accent down, just maybe they'll do a very good job.
Right. Yep, I agree.
Now, this is not us, hating on them. This is not us bashing them because we don't know them as people. But because we we don't know Chris Pratt or Charlie Day in person,
Right.
but it's through their acting skills. That's what we have criticisms for.
Hmm.
So if they took the time to develop those to develop those acting skills and get that Italian accent down, I I would truly believe that they would do a very good job.
I have to agree.
Yeah. And another complaint Where's Yoshi?
Yeah, that was another one. That was one of my
Like,
other.
yes, where's
Too.
Yoshi? Where's Yoshi? Where's Yoshi? Donkey Kong, I saw. Donkey Kong played a huge part. I love yeah, Seth Rogen. Oh, we forgot Seth Rogen.
Yeah,
Yeah, Seth Rogen. How you feel about Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong?
I thought he was great. I thought he
Yes,
did
yeah,
a good
yeah,
job.
yeah. Seth Rogen. We can't forget Seth Rogen.
No,
I was like, damn. Also, yeah, Donkey Kong. He did very good at Donkey Kong because Donkey Kong had that macho man, tough guy, jerk jock attitude. Like when you watch this film, it feels like you're in. It feels like these characters, like Donkey Kong, he should have been like in college.
yeah,
Like Donkey Kong or Bowser, they should have been like in college. The way because of the way they act.
hmm
Like Donkey Kong is known for his like macho tough guy exterior, but he does have that heart, that soft side to him. Whereas Bowser is this clingy, very clingy, needy, this violent, monstrous college boy that jerks off in his room late at night because all he thinks about is being cut down by Prince Peach.
exactly.
Like it just gives you it just gives you like late high school college mentality
I
when you
agree.
watch Bowser and Donkey Kong. It just gives you those vibes. I'm
Yeah,
like but Donkey Kong I completely understand like that jerk jock attitude but with the heart of gold at the end,
hmm
and Bowser being this jealous guy that wants to have sex with Princess Peach. I'm like, those I could see in college any day.
right.
That it's so over the top to the point where it's funny. Like and that's the thing with this film is it's very funny. It's very funny
It is.
because of how we view it. Yeah, and also I just wanted more of this film because this film has a lot of missed opportunities. Missed opportunities. There are plot holes within that film, within this film too. So I just wish I just wanted more from this film.
Yeah, I have to
Yeah,
be
I just
100%.
wanted wanted more from this film. I just wanted more because this world because Super Mario means a lot to us.
Yes.
And do you and and I'm gonna ask you this: do you think that maybe in the near future or 2 years in the future, do you think a sequel would happen if it's
Yeah.
done right? If it's done right,
Yeah. I think it would be a sequel. That's what I feel. I feel like it's gonna be a sequel to it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I just feel that a sequel would have been very good, would have been a great choice because this world, like Super Mario, is a very expansive world. It's very, very expansive.
Right.
It's expansive, and 1 hour and 32 minutes isn't enough to actually flesh out the world.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, if it now if it's a TV series, I could get behind that because
Right.
a TV series is much more longer than a film.
Yeah.
Because TV series they put much more thought, they put much more effort, depending on who is the creator and the executive producer or the director.
Hmm.
But I just feel like, in my opinion, I would have seen it as a TV series.
Right.
Like, don't let it be on Nickelodeon or whatever. Let it be like, let it be like a web a web series on
Hmm.
YouTube.
I could see that.
Yeah, because you know how Nickelodeon is nowadays.
Oh yeah.
Nickelodeon, Disney, and all these corporate that used to be good, but now they're just a former show, a shell of their former selves.
I agree.
But okay, they do spit out good things here and there, but as a company, as a whole, they're just a former show of their former selves.
Hmm.
And also, the soundtrack to this film is also very good,
Yes, it is.
very good, very good. Like, take, I can't believe they played "Take on Me"
Oh man.
by Aha. That is my favorite song.
Yeah, that's a good song.
And the music video and the music video for that film, for that song, all done in rotoscope. Cool, very good, very good.
Yes,
That's one of that, like, "Take on Me." That's still that's a timeless song.
it really is.
It's timeless, very timeless. And yeah, so the soundtrack is very good. So, what's your overall opinion about the Super Mario Bros. Movie, Mike?
My overall opinion about it it was good. Like it was a good movie. It should have been longer. It should have been longer. And like I feel like if they was to come out with the sequel, like they were at least like we would get more on Luigi and and Mario's backstory. You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah,
didn't get that. We didn't get that in this movie. We didn't really get that, and I felt like it should have been longer just to tell that backstory. But all in all, like I think this is a good like spring movie. And enjoyable. The supporting characters. If it wasn't for the supporting characters, this movie would have been boring.
yeah,
And you had the supporting characters, I think, elevated the movie, like helped the movie out, a lot. But yeah, you mentioned how this was more like Mario's movie than Mario with Luigi, which I strongly agree with that 100%. I felt like it was just they should have just called it Mario. That's it. That's what they should
yeah,
have just called it as. And you know, don't get me wrong, Mario was entertaining, but at the same time, Luigi, that they're like brothers, and you have to give them, if not the same screen time, at
yeah.
least
Like, yeah, like, give Luigi equal amount of screen time too.
right.
That's because they're brothers.
Yeah,
They're brothers. They stick to each other to the very end.
right. I would have loved to see more of that dynamic duo. I would have loved to even. I would have thought it would be more funnier if we would have
Yes,
saw that.
yes. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
Have a dynamic duo,
right.
like, like, for example, like your Fry and Bender, Stan and Kyle, like
Yes,
those dynamic duos. Like,
yes,
I just feel like that dynamic duo in this film, it fell flat because Luigi
yeah,
felt underused.
Yes. So, but all in all, this was a pretty good movie. Um, I it's if I had to rate it, I give it a 7 out of 10.
All right. My overall opinion of the film is it's a very good film, a very enjoyable film. I loved it from beginning to end. But to be very honest, I wish there was a sequel to this film.
Yes.
Like it could work well as like a two-parter, or in this case, a three-parter film, like where you have like the first film would have been like the setup for the world for the story. Like you set up the characters, the world, the the atmosphere, the the plot, and everything in between, so that the audience would get immersed within the world of Mario. And I would say I wish Mario I wish they gave Luigi more agency in the film, because it felt like a Mario centric story rather than a Luigi rather than a Mario plus Luigi story.
Yes.
Like give give have them have Mario and Luigi be in this dynamic duo, like they were in the game,
Mm-hmm.
or not just one game, but in any Mario game you can think of under the sun, or any of the Mario, or any of the other Mario related games like Super Smash Brothers, which where Luigi has much more agency. He knows how to fight, and he knows how to hold his own. And even though in those games he does have that cowardly um person. He does have that cowardly demeanor, but in the games he feels much more fleshed out. He
Mm-hmm.
feels much he feels like he's like he's on his brother's level. Like he can stand on his own 2 feet, and he doesn't have to wait for Mario to always save him from beginning to end. He knows how to have more agency for himself. Whereas in this film, they completely scratched that out, and they made him a Princess 2.0, which
Like,
I really disliked, because that's not the Luigi I know.
mm-hmm.
Like, sure, Luigi's a coward, but but he's also a badass. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, take he's kind of like Shaggy, if you like Shaggy Rogers, right? He's kind of like Shaggy from Scooby Doo. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Shaggy started off as being like very cowardly. Like he's like cowardly. He all he wants to do is eat and do eat and implications, like do drugs, because he's a stoner.
Mm-hmm.
But he also knows how to hold his ground. He's also a badass himself. I mean, think about it. They even made a meme of him, of Shaggy, um called Shaggy. What was that? Shaggy Z. Yeah, they made a meme of him where he actually was brave.
Right.
Yeah, like for example, the Shaggy meme right here. right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a moment where he was a badass, where he was brave.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, wow, Shaggy actually grew backbone. Wow, it's like that's something you never see. That's something you don't see every day, right?
No, you don't.
A coward actually has a backbone.
Right.
Wow,
Right.
that's something else. I'm like, damn it. Why can't Norville be like that in Velma?
Right.
I'm like, why?
Right.
Why can't he be like that? A badass and not just a simp, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry to bring it up, I'll make an example because that's how I see we see Luigi, not just I.
Mhm.
We see Luigi,
Exactly.
a coward at first, but as time goes by, he becomes a badass.
Yes.
And also, but also the voice acting, the supporting cast are very good,
Yes, they are.
but the main stars, Chris Pratt and Charlie Day, serviceable, enjoyable, but they're not very good.
Mm-mm.
I'll just say they did a decent serviceable job.
Right.
Yeah, just serviceable. The key word, serviceable.
Yeah.
Not Oscar worthy, just serviceable. Just serviceable.
Exactly.
Yeah, but the pros I'll give this film: the animation is gorgeous, the soundtrack is awesome, the characters, including Princess Peach, are very good. Like Princess Peach is the main highlight for this film.
Right.
What they what started off as a damsel in distress in the games, turn it into a heroic badass at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in the film, they turn her into a heroic character. Like they gave her much more agency.
They did.
So I'll give them that. They gave her much more agency. And like I said, this is not PC. Okay. So I'm not so if people see this film, do not see it as a PC film. See it as a film, see it as a very enjoyable film. This is not a film where Peaches is this girl boss for for women characters who have no personality, no flaws whatsoever. No,
Mm-hmm.
Peach definitely has flaws in this film.
Yeah.
She has flaws. She has weaknesses. She's not this girl boss. Like I'm looking at you, Velma, and not Velma from the Scooby Doo series. Not that Velma. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
Mindy Kaling's
Oh,
Velma. That Velma.
mm.
Mindy Kaling's Velma. Yeah. This so Princess Peach is a great character because she has much more agency. She got a lot
Mhm.
more to do, and she's not she's not just this Disney princess that is in need of saving.
Right.
So with that being said, I'll give this film 7.5 out of 10.
Mm.
7.5 because I love the animation. I love the soundtrack. I love the visually and aesthetically. This movie looks pleasing to the eye.
Yes.
It's very gorgeous, and especially in that Rainbow Road scene, very good, very good, very good, very fluid, and also the references in this film from other Mario games. That is a very good touch. It's because it gives it that nostalgic feeling to it. for both the old, for both the old generation and the modern and the young generation.
I agree.
So I'll give this film 7.5 out of 10. It's a very good film, very enjoyable, very good, worth your time watching. But I just wish the world, but I just wish everything in the film would have been explored more.
Yes.
That's what I want, and have Luigi have more screen time, and make sure Mario and Luigi have that dynamic duo.
Yes. Fact.
Yes, and don't make and P.S. And P.S. Elimination. Do not make a movie where Bowser is in his room jerking off. Okay, we don't want that.
Right.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Phew. That took a lot. That took a lot out of us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was oof. Well, you beat me. You beat me to it because I was gonna do a review on Super Mario on my channel, but you beat me to it. So yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna use the bathroom right quick.
Okay. I'm gonna feed you in a little bit.
All right.
Yeah.
So yeah. But they cat.
Yep. That's my cat.
Uh,
Yep. So you have any other movies that you gonna be doing on your channel?
huh?
Are you gonna be do you have any other things you're gonna be reviewing on your channel?
Um. Well, I'm creating another video on my for my channel,
Okay.
just for fun, nothing too out there.
Right.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah. But I'll just say like elimination. Okay, eliminations films. They're an acquired taste. So
They are.
they're an acquired taste. But I just feel like this movie spoke out to all of us because we love Mario so much. So I'm like, wow, a
Yeah.
Mario movie that's actually enjoyable.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was enjoyable.
yeah, enjoyable by which there was more of it because, like I said, Super Mario is a very expansive world.
Right.
Well, not just Mario, but Nintendo. Nintendo is expansive world.
Yes.
And Chris Pratt, Chris Pratt, I'm not harping on Chris Pratt. Like, we're not hating the guy. We're just criticizing, we're just giving him constructive criticism on his
Right.
acting.
Right.
Yeah. Him and Charlie Day.
Yeah.
They're not horrible. They're not horrible actors. They just need a little bit more to their acting skills.
I agree.
And that's not a bad thing. I mean,
Mm.
we all have we all have um we all have weaknesses and feel in fields that at first we are not very good at, but as time goes by, we start to improve on them.
True.
Yeah. Whether it be art, whether it be acting, animation, or
Yeah.
music or dancing, like any routine that we like to do, we're going to improve on them.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's why, and it is one of the reasons why I love Reg,
Yes.
like Reg, Triborough, Eric Johnson, and you, Ashley, like because y'all honest people. Like I mean, and I'm gonna throw Gmo in there too.
Mm-hmm.
Gmo, like y'all are very honest people. Y'all don't always dick ride other people just because they're famous.
Right.
Like if y'all see what y'all don't like, y'all just call it out, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Especially Triborough. Like Triborough, he's very what one thing I love about Triborough. One thing I love about him, like, is that he is very honest.
Yeah.
He is thoroughly blunt,
I agree.
thoroughly blunt, and that's what we need. We need people who are actually honest with how they feel.
Right.
And Triborough, and that's Triborough. He's very honest. He
Yeah.
he 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 does not dick ride musicians or people because they're famous.
Right.
And with Reg, he's the same way. Like he's very honest, very true to himself. He doesn't always dick ride people as well.
Right.
He doesn't.
Yeah.
He just says what was on his mind. Him, Ashley, Triborough, you, me, and
Yeah.
pretty much everyone in that supports Reg.
Yeah.
We actually are very honest people. When we see something with that we like, we like it. If we see something that is in between or meh, we say it's in between or meh. If we
Mm-hmm.
see something that's bad, we'll call it out that that's bad.
Right. And we're not gonna really agree on everything.
Yeah,
And the one thing I hate about some of these platforms is that I noticed like some of these platforms, they um and I always read the comment section. You know what I'm saying? Like when somebody is either doing a movie review or a music review, I when I look at the comment section, and when they say, "Oh, this is one of the best songs," or like, "Oh, this is like one of the best movies," "Oh, I won't watch this movie then." Okay, well, at the same time, it's like, well, I mean, yeah, just because someone doesn't like album or a movie, don't you know what I mean? Like, don't mean that like you gotta judge for yourself. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So and I feel like there's a lot of dick riding going on with some of these platforms. And, with that, it's like, well, like, okay, for instance, I did a video about double dipping on double dipping physical media. Here's my opinion on it. I see some of these platforms actually doing it. Now, the only time I would double dip is if I'm upgrading. If I'm upgrading or if it's like a steel book, then maybe. But at the same time, I would probably most likely part ways with with the other copies. But when you do, like, for me, why get every exclusive of a Marvel movie? Why get every exclusive of a DC movie? You're just buying it over and over and over again. You're buying it because of what? The art cover? And it's like, okay, it's just going to collect dust. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Mhm.
when people, and I get it, the sickness is real. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. Like, my thing on double dipping is that if you're going to do that, at least if you're upgrading, that's fine. That is fine. If for instance, I had Training Day on DVD or Blu-ray, whatever, and then once the 4K came out, I'm like, all right, I gotta have the 4K steelbook, but I'm not gonna get the 4K slipcover because why do I need two 4Ks of the same title? I might as well pick one or the other because it's bad enough that there's people out there that actually legit want these movies, but they can't get them because, oh, this person here is getting both of them. Okay, well, how do you know that that one person didn't want the slipcover? Like, how do you know? Like, it's bad enough they
Exactly.
don't put the stuff out.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And it makes it harder on people who actually want to collect physical media because they actually want to, and it's a hobby to them. And um, I read like this, and I'm not gonna name any names. I'm not gonna put this channel out there, but there's this channel that they do double dip, and they double dip almost all the time. And I'm thinking to myself, well, it must be nice to not pay bills. Must be nice. Must be nice. So I read in the comments section, and it's just a waste of money. That I could see that. I can't agree with that. To an extent, I will agree with that. Cause if you're double dipping on movies that just came out, like, okay, for instance, Creed 3 is getting ready to come out this Tuesday. If you have to double dip on Creed 3, then you basically waste your time. Me personally, since I don't have Creed 3 on Blu-ray or whatever, I'm picking one or the other. I'm picking a steelbook or I'm picking a slipcover, which most likely I love to collect steelbooks. So I'm gonna get to the steelbook first. So that's just my intake on it. So I don't know. Like, a lot of people, like, now some of these channels, they just dick ride each other. Oh, I have to. Oh, you collected a steel book, so I'm gonna collect it too.
Yeah, yeah, like don't follow. Like that's the thing. Don't follow what other people are doing because sometimes it gets you into a very tight spot.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's one thing I dislike about people. It's not just people in the live stream. It's just people, certain people in general that whenever you have a different opinion than them, whether it be a TV show, cartoon, or movie or music, if you have an unpopular opinion, they're just gonna attack you. Some of the, well, not all of them, but just certain ones will attack you
Yes.
verbally, or if you don't agree with their opinions or their views
Mm-hmm.
on what they like, then they'll just attack you on just right on the spot verbally.
Right.
Because back in like 2016, there was back like 2016, there was a girl by the name, you know, Steve Universe, right?
Yeah.
Steven Universe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that show is well, like its fan base is well known to be very, 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 very vocal, very, very toxic. And there was a really horrible incident where a young girl named by the name of Zammy 070. Her real name is Paige, but she goes by Zammy. And at the time, she was a teenage girl who is a fan of Steven Universe, and she likes to draw fan art of the series. But however, her fan art became infamous because by the fandom because her artwork was, in my own words, wasn't PC enough for them.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, they falsely accused her. Like they accused like they falsely accused her for being a fat phobic. They called her like, you're a fat phobic, you're homophobic, you're ableist, you are you are um imagining one character and not imagining her in a way that we want her to be.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, they viciously bullied her online
Wow.
to the point to the point where she she ended up in the hospital because
Mm-hmm.
she attempted suicide.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this all happened when she was a teenager.
Oh wow.
She's okay now. As an adult, she's okay. She's still living.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's still living. But just imagine being her shoes when all that happened.
Right.
Yeah. So Zammy, she's still living. She's still living. Don't worry, she's still living.
That's good.
Yeah. It's so she attempted suicide. So she's still living. Yeah. She undergo treatment and all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was a very bad time for her because
Yeah.
she was just a teenager,
Right.
like 15 or 6. Like, yeah, she's alive. Yeah, she's alive. So she
That's
attempted
good.
suicide. So she's alive. She's still alive. Thank goodness.
That's good. She's still living.
Yeah, I'm like, wow. And so and because of that, some people, and because of that, some of her some of the bullies, they got doxxed. And some of them got arrested.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got doxxed and arrested because of their online bullying. And that's the thing. Just because something happens online doesn't doesn't mean you're gonna get away with it,
Exactly.
because the police will find out. Though because because you do realize police also use computers, right?
Yep.
They will track you down when they see harmful like harmful actions,
Right.
whether it be forcing someone to commit suicide, because that's a crime.
It really
That's
is.
like that's murder.
Yeah.
Like forcing someone to forcing someone to commit suicide. That's a crime.
Hmm.
And I'm just sick of people always, you know, watering it down, like downplaying it. Like it's on the internet. I mean, yeah, but you do realize police officers use the internet, right?
Exactly.
So there's no point in downplaying it.
Right.
Yeah,
You can't.
there's no point in downplaying it.
Yeah.
If you do something wrong, if you do something that is illegal on the internet, you're gonna get fucked.
Exactly. I agree.
Like you're gonna get screwed.
Yeah.
And that's what the those bullies deserved.
Yeah.
They deserve they got what they deserved. Some of them got bullied. No, some of them got arrested. Some of them got doxxed.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
deserved it.
So that's why so that's why I enjoy watching Reg and watching like Try and seeing you in the in the live chats because we all grew up on different things.
Yeah, that's true.
Like I grew up on cartoons. I grew up on everything. Okay, I watched everything from from the '90s because I grew up in the '90s.
Hmm.
But there are stuff. But there are cartoons in the '80s that I love.
Right.
And Try he grew up in the '80s. Like he grew up in watching '80s cartoons.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even though and and even though he may not be interested in Rocko's Modern Life, that doesn't mean I can unsubscribe to him, right? No.
Right.
No. I'm not gonna do that because Try's a homie. Try's
Yeah.
our homie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Try he's an honest person. When he sees something that he doesn't like, he'll call it out.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. He'll waste no time.
Yeah, like just because he don't like Cheers, don't mean I'm gonna
I'm
unsubscribe to him because he don't like Cheers.
Yeah, because that's stupid. Because Cheers is a TV show.
Right.
Same thing with like, oh, if Try is not interested in Rocko's Modern Life, I'm not gonna unsubscribe to him. No, because
Right.
why? Because you know why? Rocko's Modern Life is a cartoon.
Yeah.
It's a cartoon aimed at children.
Exactly.
Like, yes, it's known for its adult humor, but at the end of the day, it's still for kids.
Right.
It's a cartoon for kids. Why do you think I'm not gonna lose sleep? I'm not gonna lose sleep on that
Exactly.
because it's a cartoon for children,
Yeah.
for young kids.
Exactly.
Like it's not the end of the world if no one does not like Rocko's Modern Life
Right.
or Animaniacs or Ren and Stimpy or or cartoons that are critically acclaimed. Like Animaniacs is critically acclaimed.
Right.
Like it's a very funny cartoon.
Yeah, I remember watching that when I was a little kid.
Yeah, that's by far one of my favorite cartoons because it's like Rocko's Modern Life for the KWB
Right.
because of the amount of adult humor it had. Like no fingerprints. Like I still can't believe that. I still can't believe. I still can't believe that they got past the censors.
Oh God.
Like no fingerprints.
Lord.
And Prince had that smile on his face that died, and like I don't think so. Yeah. Or Minerva Mink, who is known for being very sexual. Yeah. 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 But Animaniacs, it broke ground. Like that's what I love about cartoons. Like I love cartoons that are actually watchable. very watchable. I don't like how they are now.
It's horrible.
Now look, not all shows are like that.
Right.
Not all shows nowadays are PC.
Right.
It's just certain just certain shows. Like for example, Proud Family, Louder and Prouder had an episode about slavery,
Mm-hmm.
and we all know the infamous Velma by Mindy Kaling, which is known for being very very PC.
Oh Lord.
1.5 out of 10. Wow.
That's
It,
horrible.
it won that it won that it won that award.
Wow, that's probably the lowest I've ever seen in a cartoon.
1.5 out of 10.
Wow.
I'm
That's
like, wow, Mindy, you failed.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
okay, look. Don't send no hate to Mindy, okay? All right?
Yeah.
Do not send no hate to Mindy Kaling.
It's more the writing.
It's more the writing and not on her.
It's just I think I watched a clip.
Yeah, it's not on like it's not all on her, but but it has to do with the execution of the show.
Yeah, when I saw
Yeah,
I saw a clip, and I'm like, oh god, like this is horrible.
yeah, but I just don't see. For me, Minnie Kaling, she's not a very good actress in my opinion.
No, she's not.
Like she sounds like she sounds like a teenager than an adult.
I agree.
Like if you want to see a gorgeous woman, if you want to see a gorgeous woman, Aquafina.
Oh, I was hoping you said that. Aquafina, yes.
She is gorgeous.
I think Aquafina. I think, in my opinion, I think she's very underrated. I think I just saw her in Renfield with Nicolas Cage. That
Who,
was
who,
a good
who
movie.
Aquafina?
Yes, she was in that.
Yeah, she is. She's gorgeous.
Yeah, I like Aquafina. I think she's funny. I think she's very talented. I think
Yeah,
she's kind of on that verge of like versatility.
yeah, very 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 gorgeous. She was very good in the Bad Guys too as Miss Tarantula.
Okay, yeah, I don't think I've seen that.
Yeah, it's a very good film. Very good film.
Yeah.
I'll say like it's much better than Super Mario Brothers by a long shot.
Oh yeah. I can
Yeah,
believe.
yeah, Aquafina. Like she's of Chinese Korean descent.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's American, but she's from Chinese Korean descent.
Yeah. Now it's this one movie I saw her in. I forgot the name of the movie. I think it's called, oh man. It was like a comedy drama. She was so great in that. Like I turned it on. It came on, it was on cable. I turned it on and I I saw it. Like I basically ended up watching the whole movie. That movie was so good. She was great in that.
What is it? Crazy Asian Riches?
No, it wasn't that. It was,
Um,
oh man.
Raya, the Last Dragon.
No.
Oh,
I'm getting ready to look it up real fast.
let me see what movie you're referring to. What she was in.
The Farewell, that's the name of it.
Farewell.
Yes.
I haven't seen that film.
That you might love, you might like it. I think you'll like it.
Oh, the Farewell. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. She was also in Storks, Dude, Ocean's 8. Paradise Hills.
Hmm.
She was in the Angry Birds 2 movie, Jumanji: The Next Level,
Yeah, she was
Neighbors
great.
2. She was in Raya, the Last Dragon,
Hmm.
Shang-Chi, Swan Song, Bad Guys, Brainfield, Little Mermaid, the 2023 version. So she was in a lot of films.
Yeah.
But I feel like for me, The Bad Guys is like it's like her best film that she voiced in. Like that film reminds you of like if you like films like Pulp Fiction, like if you like any Quentin Tarantino films, like if you like Reservoir Dogs or Pulp Fiction, or if you like animes like Lupin the Third,
Yeah,
or
Lupin.
crime heist films like Ocean 12,
Yeah.
then you will like the Bad Guys.
Mm. I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah, yeah, it's called The Bad Guys. Like it's basically it's essentially Quentin Tarantino, Quentin Tarantino for kids.
Wow.
Yeah, or Reservoir Dogs for kids.
Oh wow.
Because that's where they got their DreamWorks got their inspirations from.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a very good film, worth
Yeah,
your time.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I just feel, yeah. How do you feel about Lily Singh?
Lily Singh.
Yeah,
What was she in?
Lily Singh. She's known for her late night show, Lily Singh the Late Night Show. That's her, Lily Singh. Do you think she's funny or not?
I'm gonna be honest, yeah, I haven't really saw none of her. Haven't. I've heard of the name, but I have yet to see anything from her.
I think she's much more attractive than Mindy.
I agree.
Yeah,
That I was gonna say that. I was getting ready to say that she is very attractive.
yeah. Her, Aquafina. Because when you look at Mindy, okay, Mindy Kaling, like, I mean,
Oh
oh
God,
look, I mean, her hair is gorgeous.
how old is she?
Who, Mindy?
Yeah,
I think she's probably in her. Well, well, there you go. Mindy, she's 43 years old.
I was getting ready to say she
She,
look.
she, 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 she's 43, so she's.
Yeah, she look.
I'll say okay. She has a figure. She has a bit of a figure on her.
Yeah, I just don't think she's that. I don't think
I don't
she.
think she's not that. She's not that sexy looking.
No, she's not that
Like
attractive.
when you think of sexy, Aquafina, Lily
Yeah,
Singh, Ashanti,
yeah,
Janet, Prince, Luther. That's sexy. Mindy is average at best.
yeah.
Yeah,
She's alright.
trying to be trying to be nice as possible. She's average.
Yeah,
Like she's not beautiful. She's not horrendous. She just average.
yeah. She's
Kind of
alright.
like on Jennifer Lopez level.
Right.
Yeah. Out and Lopez herself, she's not a very good actress either.
Who? Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah.
She's a hit and miss. I
Yeah.
mean,
Hit or miss. Zendaya is the same way too.
oh God.
Now look, Euphoria. That's where Zendaya shines.
Yeah.
That's where Zendaya shines
Mm.
in Euphoria.
Mm.
I'll give her that. Like she did her thing as Rue in Euphoria. She shined in that show.
Mm-hmm.
But in other projects, I've never seen her in other projects, but besides Euphoria,
Mm.
I I just like to watch people's reactions of the show because it's funny.
Right.
But I never like Malcolm and Marie. Never seen the film,
Oh God. Yeah.
but you saw that film.
No, I didn't see it, but
Oh,
I took a. I think
Malcolm and
I watched it.
Marie.
I looked at the trailer. I'm like, no, oh God.
Yeah, Malcolm and Marie. That just felt point. That feels pointless. That feels pretentious.
Yeah.
Spider Man. I think she was. I think she was in Spider Man Homecoming. I think. Yeah.
Yeah. She was in that.
Yeah. Zendaya. Like she's pretty. I'm not gonna lie.
She is.
Like she's like by like she's like old. Like she's a year older than me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm, I'm 25. She's 26.
Oh wow.
Her, Tom Holland, and
No.
Alicia Alicia Cara. She's also 26.
Mm-hmm.
So she's still young.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Zendaya has her strengths. I'm gonna say that.
Right.
Zendaya, Tom Holland. I think the reason why people, I think the reason why people they're a big name, but it's because because they're well known.
Yeah.
Because they're very popular. They're very popular within the medium of movies and TV.
Right.
Yeah, and they're just seen as like this. They're just seen as this um like Tom Holland, like he's known for being that pretty boy.
Yeah.
He's known for being that pretty boy type of guy.
Mm-hmm.
Zendaya is the same way too. That this see you as his pretty face,
Right.
but Zendaya can act.
Mm-hmm.
Like Euphoria, her standout.
Right.
Her other shit, not so much.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Zendaya. I think she won 2 Emmys. I think for Euphoria.
I mean, yeah, because if you see like season two, episode 5, season 2, episode 5 is a prime example of her acting skills becoming like her acting skills is just off the charts in that episode.
Right.
I mean, the way she played Rue, the 17-year-old drug addict, like
Mm-hmm.
she does she does not shy away from showing the effects that drugs can have on a person.
Right.
Like they like what she says, like what Ruth says in that show, and how she gaslights Gia, her sister. Yeah, she gaslight her sister, saying, "Oh, it's better than committing suicide," which is
Right.
disgust. Like that is the most disgusting thing to say,
Exactly.
because you know how tragic, because you know how serious suicide is.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't like how she gaslight Gia,
Mm-hmm.
saying it's better than committing suicide. I'm like, and then yeah, gaslight, and doing all this extra stuff. Yeah, but it shows you the raw. Like I'll give Euphoria this. It shows you the rawness of what teenagers go through,
Right.
because teenagers are not just delicate little flower. I mean, they're not just these goody two shoes people. No, teenagers go through a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's true. They
They go
sure.
through a lot of stuff, and that's what Euphoria shows. It shows you the darkness
Right.
The dark, like the darkness, it shows you the darkness, but also the beauty of it all.
Yeah, that's
There,
true.
there, there is a beauty. Like when you look at the cinematography, beautiful.
Right.
Like it's very cinematic.
Right. I give it that.
Like it should have been a movie. Well, a movie first, and then a TV series because it's very cinematic.
I can
That's
see.
and it's very there's a beauty to it.
Yeah.
So that's how so I'll give you for a lot of credit for that.
Hmm.
But it does have its flaws though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Or another good film with great cinematography. Picnic at Hanging Rock.
Mm.
That's very good cinematography, and it's
Right.
Australian. Like like it kind of it reminds me of that Rococo art style,
Yeah.
but like that Rococo art style, that Rococo art painting
Hmm.
you see in art in art museums.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
Okay.
Like it has that lush beauty, that lush, fun beauty to it, but
Hmm.
it's laced with a darkness to it.
Right.
Because the whole film is about several girls, and several schoolgirls. They go they go missing,
Wow.
and no one knows where they are. Like they vanish into thin air, and no one knows where they are.
Hmm.
So it's very like it's beguiling. Like it's it has that lush, bright color look to it, but it has that but there's a sense of darkness underneath it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in the near future, I might check this film out someday because it feels like a horror. Like it feels kind of like when I saw you that trailer. When I saw you that trailer, it feels like a horror film, doesn't it?
Yeah. Kind. Yeah. It kind of does. That's the
The
vibe
way
I'm
the
getting.
trailer makes it out.
Right.
Like it feels like a horror film because of the way the music, the way the trailer plays it out.
Right.
Yeah, because it shows you that, but it's not like it's not a horror film per se. It's a mystery film.
Exactly.
It's a mystery film, but it has but it has that horror feeling to it.
Hmm.
Yeah, it shows you that horror isn't always about gore, bugs of blood, sex, none of that.
Right.
Horror, like I mean, those are essential to horror films, but horror can also come in very could come in very innocent places, like in a picnic.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. So there are many ways to utilize horror,
Yeah.
whether it be haunted mansions or whether it be in innocent places like at a picnic.
Right. I agree.
Like think of The Shining, like that. A lot of the horror scenes that happen, they take place during the daytime
Yeah. True.
or in well lit rooms.
Yeah.
So Stanley Kubrick knows how to utilize horror
Yeah.
within that film. It's not just always in the it's not just always in the darkness. It could be in the light.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. It could be in the light or in well
Yeah.
lit rooms or in
Yeah.
daytime.
Yeah. Another John Carpenter, he specializes in kind of sort of specializes in that too, like for with the Halloween and the Fog or the Thing, you know.
Hmm. Yeah, horror can be utilized in many ways.
I
In
agree.
many ways.
And
Like
then,
you have slasher films. You got
yeah,
religious horror.
yep,
You got horror comedies,
yep,
a la Houseu, Brain Dead. Like you have those type of horror
yeah,
comedies.
yeah.
Like horror is not just by one genre; it's by many genres.
True.
Yeah, and even in films like Picnic at Hanging Rock, while that film is not technically a horror film, since it's a drama mystery film, but it
Right,
has that element of horror
right.
because the film is about schoolgirls who go on a picnic, but they get but they suddenly disappear,
Yes.
and no one knows where they are. No one cannot find them, and they're just gone
Yeah.
because Mike, imagine if me, Reg, you, Ashley, Eric, and Kuji or and Gmo, we all go we all venture into the woods and we love the woods. It's one the woods, the
Hmm.
deep woods,
Yeah.
to the point where we all end up disappearing and like well y'all end up disappearing and I'm the only one left in the woods
Right.
all alone trying to call to you guys.
Right.
That's a very scary thing.
Yeah. I agree.
It just that's the feeling of the earth swallowing you
Right.
and no one knows what happened to you, like going missing
Yeah.
and no one like going missing and no one knows where you are.
Right.
Like you probably dead or half dead or still be alive somewhere.
Yeah.
So it creates that phobia that phobia of someone being there one moment and they're gone the next.
Right.
Yeah. But it's like where they go? You look for them, you can't find them nowhere.
Like you don't know
But
where it went.
they're just gone. Like sometimes people die and there's no explanation as to
Right.
why they died.
Right.
So it creates a lot of so there's a sense of eeriness to it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So in the near future or someday or near future, I might check this film out.
Yeah. It looks interesting.
Yeah, because I love that Rokoku art style that it has that lush art style, but it has but underneath it the sense of mortality to it.
Hmm.
So yeah, but I'll say this has been a very good review for the Mario Brothers film.
Yes, it has. That was
Yeah,
good.
like have you seen? Okay, speaking of Illuminations, have you seen the Secret Life of Pets?
I want to see that.
Yes, Secret Life of Pets. They did Sing. Yeah,
Seeing that, I've never seen
they
that.
they did Sing. Sing one and Sing two.
Hmm.
But they're mostly known like they're also known for Despicable Me.
Despicable Me. I think I've seen that.
Yeah, Despicable Me. the minions, like
Yeah.
that's what they're truly known for is the minions and Despicable Me.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm gonna end this off right here.
All right.
All right. So this has been a very fun review.
Yes.
The Super Mario Bros. Movie, very good film, very enjoyable film. 7.5 out of 10. And Mike you gave it a 7 out of 10.
I'm gonna retract. I'm gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10.
Yeah, 7.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it that.
Yeah, give it a little bit of 5 points because
Yeah.
of animation, gorgeous.
Yes.
The visuals, everything, the visuals, gorgeous. The animation, gorgeous. The soundtrack, gorgeous.
Yes.
I mean, no, the soundtrack is awesome.
Yeah.
The characters are great. Cons, I wish the film was longer.
Yes.
It needed a sequel. And Chris Pratt and Charlie Day improve, like make sure you guys improve on your acting skills.
Yeah. I agree.
Like no hate, okay? No hate. Like, all right?
Yep.
Like no hate. But just improve on your acting skills.
I think Chris Pratt, he has the potential.
Yeah. Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Chris Pratt and Charlie Day, you guys are potential actors, so make use of that.
Yes.
Yes, make use of that since the two of you are potential actors in the movie industry. Just make sure you guys utilize that to the very fullest.
Yes.
Yes. And so this has been a very fun review. This is your boy Ray Sean. And this is your boy Ray Sean. And this is my best friend Mike in the building. And we'll see you all in the next live stream. Peace.
Peace.